Guys, my name is Nonema Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So I want us to talk about Ubaloyi. I want us to talk about Ubaloyi because what the hell is happening here? Mm-mm. I am not happy. I am not happy. Ngama revelations about Mr. Baloyi. I am not happy. Why is Baloyi becoming central? And in the entire trial, he's become central. And now, why there is a smell of him being part of this case since 2015? What is this? Mm-mm. Mm-mm. Baloyi. Baloyi, Baloyi, Baloyi. Georgie. So, Advocate Baloyi is no longer just standing as the state prosecutor. In the face of Senzo Meyiwa murder trial, his name has started appearing inside the controversy itself. Not as an accused person, but as someone witnesses and defense teams are now placing near the pressure points of the state case. The danger for the state is not that Baloyi has been proven guilty of anything. That has not happened. The danger is optics, credibility, and disclosure. One, the Zungu problem keeps cycling back to Baloyi. The state case has leaned heavily on witnesses and alleged statements, but Zungu-related evidence has repeatedly created courtroom battles. In 2023, defense accused Baloyi of allegedly harboring a statement that had not been disclosed. Judge Mukwahleng rejected that claim and found the alleged written statement did not exist, but the fact that Baloyi's disclosure obligations became a courtroom issue was already serious. That moment matters because it created a pattern. Whenever Zungu's statement history becomes messy, Baloyi's name gets dragged into the center of it. Secondly, Lishebane's evidence turns the heat up. Recent reporting and court streams point to Major General Lishebane testifying around claims involving Zungu, Gininda, and alleged pressure around statements. The available public search results show this becomes a major 19 May 2026 courtroom issue. And now, if you were anywhere else in the world, please, in South Africa, the 19th of May was one of the most special days. There was a march for the Senzo Meyiwa and friends where they were marching to union buildings to give a memorandum to the presidents regarding the case, its problems, etc., etc. Now, we are busy with proceedings in Pretoria High Court, and Lishebane took the stand, and my God, the bombs that he was throwing there, Kobaloyi. Sana! The commentary was focusing on the allegations that Lishebane was talking about involving Baloyi and Gininda. Legally, that does not prove wrongdoing by Baloyi, but politically and narratively, it is explosive. Because once a senior police figure says prosecutors were warned or that a witness complained about pressure, the question becomes, what did the state know? When did it know it? And what did it do with that knowledge? You see, Baloyi. Baloyi's courtroom style is now becoming evidence adjacent. Baloyi has often taken an aggressive route in cross-examination. For example, SABC will report and Newsroom Africa that Baloyi was challenging Muzi, Baloyi was challenging this and that. Yonke nje loo nto leyo, do you understand? Bambeke as bampainte, ne? But SABC did something. SABC once reported that Ubaloyi challenged accused Muzi on alleged similarities between his statement and state witnesses' versions. Do you remember? Those are the things that they do. Abo SABC, Nabo 405. But they never really speak about. They never really speak about the realities of the courtroom. No, they don't speak about that. Now, that is not that is normal procedural work, right? But when the foundation documents themselves are being challenged, confessions being challenged, statements being challenged, rights forms challenged, dates, signatures, and alleged assault, aggressive cross-examination can backfire. And that is exactly what is happening, Kengu. Why? Because the defense can frame it like this. The state is not testing the truth. The state is defending the paperwork. That is unclear, Kesana. So mabaveze ke ubaloyi. Ubaloyi is the center, guys. Now, number 4, the Gwabini Zungu statement fight shows the state burden. In November 2025, Gwabini Zungu disputed a statement saying he was assaulted and made to sign a document that he did not read. Mnisi objected that the state first had to prove the statement belonged to the witness. The judge agreed the state bore the burden to prove the statement was lawfully made. This is where Baloyi's problem became bigger than one witness. In multiple witnesses, if multiple witnesses are saying, I signed but did not read, I was pressured, I was assaulted, I was not properly informed, then the state's case starts looking less like a green prosecution and more like a paperwork battlefield. Baloyi is still in the mix. Okay. The nuclear angle, Gesana, of it all, yonke le mix. This is not simply Baloyi is in trouble. The sharper, legal, safer framing of it is. Baloyi is now trapped inside the credibility crisis of the state's own witnesses. Because why are all these witnesses coming and pointing at him? Why are all witnesses coming and pointing at Baloyi? He may not have created the problem, but he did. But as a prosecutor, he must defend the admissibility, reliability, and fairness of the evidence. Did he? Did he? And that is where the courtroom bombs sits. If the witness collapses, Baloyi does not just lose testimony, he loses the moral high ground of the prosecution. Now, Ubaloyi, why is he in the center of it all? Now, we had Ubabu Zungu, but he never went to Baloyi's office. But he rubbished a lot of the evidence of the state. He questioned Baloyi, why didn't you call me if I was the reason, I was the trigger point? Why didn't you call me? He questioned that. And then we have Umakosonke saying, I did not become your witness. Why? Why didn't Baloyi call Umakosonke? Why didn't Baloyi call Gwabini? Gwabini was like, I was there at your office. Noma Kosonke was like, I was there at your office. We did not agree on certain issues. We had Ushu Zondo saying the same thing. Now we have Uli Shebane say the same thing. Are we going to have someone else saying the same thing too? Huh? What's going on, Baloyi? Say, what are you doing to these people? What's happening? Something is happening there behind the scenes. Ubaloyi knows something that we don't know, Geke. Why is everyone coming? Because everyone fights with Ubaloyi in his office because of statements. They are all fighting with him because of statements. And all of them are saying, he wanted me to do ABCD and I did not want. And that is where we did not agree. All of them, the people that were in front of him, including General Shebane, he says the same thing. He says, if I got out of there angry as a general of SEPS because Baloyi wanted me to change my statement, asking me, am I sure 5 times? How much more of an ordinary citizen? Because I was pissed. I was angry. Do you guys remember that when he said that, Uli Shebane? And now we know what Shebane is saying is true because Gwabini said the same thing. Makosonke said the same thing. Ushuzi Zondo said the same thing. I'm sure Nobutelezi, if he did not agree to come and be a witness, because sounds like Naye, he was blackmailed. I'm sure Naye, he would have said the same things if he did not agree. Maybe he was blackmailed because he had other cases. Yena Zamanyan, Abanye were innocent when it comes to cases. Yena, he wasn't. Ooh, Sana Baloyi. Now, the question is, why is Baloyi the center of the Senzo Meyiwa case? What is it? When you think of Baloyi, the first allegations come running through your brain because you are like, hi, man, Baloyi. Your behavior does not beat the allegations that for leveled against you or the things that are on the newspapers. What's going on here? No, 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 no. Anyway, guys, what are your thoughts about Ubale? Because right now he is in the middle of it all, Ubaloyi. Let's talk with comment section. I want to hear your views. Thank you so much. Do enjoy your day. Bye-bye.